Hey everyone, welcome to A Merry Life on a Budget. Today I'm drinking my coffee at our beach house on our week-long beach vacation in the middle of paying off our debt. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about taking breaks and taking vacations while you're paying off debt and why I think they are helpful. Paying off debt is such a slog, and it can be really hard to send massive amounts of money toward loans or credit cards or your mortgage every month. It also means that you're denying yourself little things every month and that you are saying no to yourself so that you can get a financial win that's bigger than a pair of shoes or something that you see while you're standing in line at the grocery store. But this also means that you're constantly saying no and you are denying yourself. So that's why I think having a vacation in the middle of paying off debt is such a good thing, because you're giving yourself a chance to say yes and to relax and to take a little break. For me personally, I did the first 6 months really strong paying off debt, but I needed a break, and this opportunity came along, and I don't think it's going to slow down our debt payment process that much, but it is giving me a much needed relaxation and break. And I'm allowed on this trip to say yes to things because we saved up for it and we budgeted for it. So I have money to say yes if I want to go out to eat again, or if I want to buy Penny a cute Gulf Shores t-shirt or something. I have the money to do that. Another reason why I think that this trip is so important and why I think vacations are useful while paying off debt is because they give you a glimpse into the life that you can have once you're completely done with debt. I am realizing that when I'm done paying off debt, if I had no mortgage, I could take trips like this a couple times a year, way more often. We could even think about buying a lake house or a beach house or something like that. We could have a life that is so much better and different and get to do things like this more often if we weren't paying off mistakes of debt from the past. If you're trying to decide if you should take a vacation while you're paying off debt, you should probably look at how long it will take you to keep paying off debt without the money that you're using on the vacation. A lot of factors will go into this: how much your vacation costs, how much debt you're paying off every month, how much debt you have to pay. So you just need to look at the end result of taking some of the money that you could have paid toward debt and putting it toward a vacation. Will it take you 6 more months to pay off the debt, or will it take maybe a month? For us, we only spent like $1,000 on this vacation, so it will probably only take an extra month to pay off the debt. And for us, that was worth it because we needed the break from our normal daily grind, from work, from just everything at home that can be stressful and add up. So we needed a break, and it was worth 1 month of debt payments to do that. But would a $5,000 trip make sense right now? Not really, because that would put us really far behind. And honestly, the fact that I've had this vacation and had the ability to relax and to take a break means that I feel more motivated to get home and to start doing more work on videos, to do more hours at work and make more money. I feel fired up to get rid of the debt so that I can do amazing things like this more often. And that is something that is worth more than an extra month of paying off debt. In general, if you only have a year or two to pay off your debt and your payoff plan isn't that long, most of the experts recommend you don't take vacations. But we don't always listen to experts, and sometimes you do need a break. So that's why we did this. If you are paying off debt and you have a 6 to 10 year or a really long time span where debt's going to take a long time, they tend to get a little bit less strict about it because motivation is a big thing. And after a few years of paying off debt, motivation can be low, especially if you're doing beans and rice for a long period. Another reason why we personally don't mind going on vacation while we're paying off debt is because we're not doing beans and rice. We are trying to find a sweet balance of living our lives and doing the things that we want and being really happy and still going out to eat and still taking vacations while paying off debt. And I think that we've achieved that pretty well. the plan is to have the debt paid off by next year and still be able to live our lives and not be miserable for 2 years of our lives eating beans and rice and feeding our daughter gruel or something. I don't even know what the baby version of that is. So if you have decided that you are going on a vacation while you're paying off debt, I would suggest doing a few different things. First, make it a cheap trip. So maybe you don't go on a Disney cruise, you just do something closer to home, a weekend away, or you do a cheaper beach trip like what we're doing, or you find something that you can do that's not super expensive. You can avoid the high dollar trips and destinations and cities and go for something a little bit more budget friendly that maybe you wouldn't have considered normally, but it's still going to be a good trip and a good break. You can also make the trip cheaper by shortening it, so don't stay as long. That means you have to pay for less food, you have to pay for less nights of accommodations. You aren't spending as much money if you make the trip shorter. So maybe you don't go for 2 weeks, maybe you go for a long weekend and you stay for 3 or 4 days. Another idea is to share a vacation with another family that is wanting to take a trip but doesn't want to spend as much. You can get a nicer place but for less money per family just by splitting the cost. You can also do cheaper meals because you can get groceries and cook them together and do a meal together. You can also do things like buying groceries on your trip instead of eating every meal out. Last night we had a shrimp boil. We bought shrimp at the local seafood market and then we just cooked it up with some sausage, potatoes, and corn, and it was amazing. And it was way less than $30 a person that some of the places near here want to charge. So we had a great meal and it was way affordable, and it was really nice to listen to the ocean waves and eat our shrimp boil while we're at the beach, but we didn't spend a ton of money doing it. There are ways to make a trip affordable so that you're having the great experience that you want and relaxing, but without breaking the bank and pushing your debt payment way, way back. Personally, my biggest case for taking this vacation while paying off debt is reducing stress and making me happier. It has done both of those already, and we're only a little bit halfway through the vacation. I am so much more relaxed after just 3 or 4 days at the beach than I was at any point in the last 2 years. So I know that I probably should schedule more trips and more vacations into my life because they help me relax and get to a state that is much more healthy for me. So those are a few of my reasons for going on a vacation while we're still paying off debt. Maybe it helps you make that decision for yourself. It is something that I may disagree with the experts on, and obviously I'm not a personal finance expert, so don't take my advice with any sort of authority. This is just what works for us, and this vacation has definitely worked for us. I feel amazing. So thank you guys for watching. It's our last full day of vacation and everyone else is ready to get back to normal life in their houses, and I'm just like, can we please stay longer? Because this has been so good for me and I'm so much more relaxed and happy on vacation. It has slightly motivated me to get back and to work harder on all of the things that I'm doing so that we can have more money to go on more vacations and do this more often. We're at the beach, 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 yay! Huh? The birds? Yeah. Did you get a smell? Woo!
Kenny, how do you feel about sand?
Come to mama. You gonna give me a hug? You're so close. She's like, I don't need that.